and welcome back to the Right Mortgage Network's Later Life Lending Insight podcast. I am your host for today, Victoria Clark, Head of Equity Release at the network. And joining us on Insights today is Ash Sampson, Business Development Manager at Pure Retirement. Hello to you, Ash, and welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Victoria. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a delight to be speaking to you and to all your members.
Lovely, thank you. So we're really going into everything Pure today, a bit like speed dating sessions, getting to know Pure, why are they the one for us, for our customers, for our advisors. So please get us started, Ash. Why choose Pure? Please talk to us about Pure Retirement and how it is adding the value it is to your brokers.
Oh, this is great. I talk about this to most of the brokers that I see. So, Pure Retirement centrally is puts the client at the forefront of everything, and hopefully your members will see that. We've got a raft of great products, or we pretty much hit every nail where possible. But we put the client at the heart of everything, and that boils down to the service. And we try and entwine ourselves as much into your members' businesses as possible to become an arm of how they distribute the products, because we want to make sure that they get the best service, the client gets the best service, and ultimately we get recurring business because of that. We could talk about the awards that we've won, and I know a lot of your members have joined us at these awards, and we've collected a lot of them. But it boils down to how we deal with everyone. We've got dedicated members of BDMs, we've got managers of those BDMs, and hopefully everyone's had a great experience, not just from dealing with us day to day, but also the client getting the best outcome that they deserve at the end as well.
No, lovely. And we can definitely see that. And we're seeing innovation occur in the whole mortgage sector recently as well. So obviously everything that Pure's kind of got itself up to with this, we're just focusing on normal lifetime mortgages, but we love to see things going a bit more holistic and offering the most to our customers by way of a full review. I know Pure have exciting things going on, but what is Pure looking to bring new to the later life market, and what does it look like for you guys?
That's a really great question. I think innovation needs to take place in this market. I think we're always going to have that steady stream of customers coming through, but we need change, we need innovation. And I think especially the younger demographic of clients coming through, not long ago, products moved from 60 to 55. So we're seeing different criteria of clients coming through. But innovation at Pure is actually a really exciting moment right now. So we will be launching our interest service mortgage proposition. So we've heard about this in the market. There are other providers out there offering this solution. But I think what we're going to be bringing to the market is something a little bit different. We have a product that is really going to offer a tangible value to clients that are maybe bringing their interest-only mainstream market product, looking to exit their exit strategy being equity release. Are you seeing that at the moment, Victoria? Are you seeing more of your members kind of look at these products?
Yeah, that's what, and it just with it starting this year, they've flown off the shelves for us, so it's so exciting to see that Pure's coming to it, get a bit of competition, like get to see what more we can be doing to offer that support to the customers, because it just seems to be really a good fit for people. So I was really excited to hear that you guys are going to be bringing this on board as well, because I think it just helps everybody get a bit of appetite back, doesn't it? And like get excited about the new product, get more options available for customers. Providers competing, all of that. Love to see it.
Oh, do you know what? One thing you'll know, and I'm sure everyone that's listened to this, I love competition. I think we love this in this market, and I truly believe it's a great thing for the consumer, the end client, because it gives them freedom and flexibility. Because this isn't a product that typically it's lifetime. So it's a one and done solution. We do have further advances and drawdown in these products, but life events do occur. If we've got a client, entering equity release at say 56, they're still working. They're still working. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not. But the average client does. We look at decumulation. Looking at your accumulation phase for retirement, saving all that money. You come to decumulation, you look to spend that money. But recently, we've had a lot of changes. We've had COVID, we've had low growth areas. So maybe a client hasn't been able to save as much as possible. So, looking at your castle, your kingdom, which is pretty much everyone's home, that's where a lot of the wealth is stored. Now, some people haven't been able to pay or choose a repayment product and they've gone interest only. So, these interest service mortgages can become so fruitious in the market, and if I can tell you a little bit about ours. So, we're really working with clients that the Equity Release Council want it. I guess you probably as a network want more and more clients to overpay or at least service the debt where possible. Are you seeing that? Actually, that's a really good question. I think hearing lots of different conversations. Are you speaking to members? Are you seeing more and more people or advisors recommend the chance to overpay if there are surplus funds?
I think that's the thing. It's having these products is making it easier to have that conversation. And I think where it's always been encouraged and, being able to, like you say, it is a hot topic. It's on with the FCA as well about making overpayments, making sure people aren't like doing it beyond their means that they need to. But if somebody can definitely make payments and it's very easy to have a product where it's very set up. I think for a while that with Extra Release, there's been making payments, but you can only do this many payments. You can only do it certain times. You can only make it this much. It's just so good to have product where it's set up, you're good to go, but if anything happens and you really can't make the payments anymore, nobody's going to come take your house. I think that's where this is fit into a really good gap for these older borrowers who are in that position that they probably didn't expect themselves to be in, but they can still make payments right now. Like you say, they're still working. I think I saw, don't fact check me, but I saw something recently that said that, like you said, people were looking to be finishing work in their 50s or early 60s. It's probably 70s, late 70s now as like a new thing. But that means people are still earning money, so they can make payments. So yeah, we're seeing it more come out. And I think the easier we're making it for people to be able to do that for their customers is good. And I'm really happy to see it.
I fully agree. And this is where, the uniqueness of these products come in. These are not mandatory payments, these are voluntary payments. So if you voluntarily service the interest, we'll give you a discount on the rate. Now, you can't just pick and choose when to do it, but if you service the interest of the product, and we start at 25% and we go up by percent increments. I know there are funders out there that only choose 25, 50, 75 or 100%. But what we're doing is 25 plus at percent increments means that it's truly tailored. So when your advisor's doing their income and expenditure checks, looking at what is available, if 67% is possible, then we can choose 67%. And in line with that, the client will get a BIP decrease on the rate. Now, obviously, they're subject to change. But right now, as we speak, if a client services 100% of the compound or of the rate, they'll get a 100 bit decrease on the rate.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's so if we say to a client, listen, your mainstream interest only mortgage is 6.8% currently right now. We have a look at the market, the LTV banners work just for hindsight looking at it now. Say it's 8%, the LTV on that client. If they service 100% of it, it brings it down to 7%. And there are so many different scenarios that I think that we could really add value to a client's equity release conversation. And then it's also not forgetting that a mainstream equity release client that we have right now, a lot of the providers will just be able to offer annual statements. We have MyPure. So if we have a client that is, say, my mortgage, for example, Barclays, I look on my Barclays app and I see this horrible figure on there. It's disgusting. It's so much money, but I know what I owe. When they transition to equity release, typically it's just an annual statement every year.
And that can be daunting. That can be scary for people to see how that comes out. So yeah, I was leading on to that. So you guys do offer a really personal service that we already know about in Extra Release for your current offering. So is this what you're going to be offering the same things then to your to the new customers with this new product as well. We're going to be offering that kind of thing. People can log on there, see how many payments, see what it's coming down for. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. And I think I love this word in this. I love freedom and flexibility. It's some of the key words that a lot of your brokers will hear me say, because equity release is a lifetime product traditionally. Now, if you're used to mainstream, you're used to the technology being a little bit better than we are here at this market.
Yeah.
We know that, some providers have only just gone to online applications not too long ago. We are a little bit behind the curve. But if you're, say, 65 years old, you're still working, you've used and utilized, say, Barclays online capability to see how much you owe, you're looking to transition to equity release because of all the great pillars, your no negative equity guarantee, your portability, your fixed rate of interest, everything that this product has. But you go to a provider that may not be able to give you the online capability, you're relying on that annual statement. But with MyPure, they can log on 24/7. They can look at it in the Bahamas, in St. Bart's, Skegness, Brighton. It gives them that flexibility to say, do you know what? I'm going to move my mainstream interest only mortgage over because the bank wants their money back. I think this is the best option for me. I can service it and get a discount on the rate, but I also can keep in touch and I can manage my equity release exactly the same as I was doing through, say, Barclays or HSBC.
Yeah, and I think it is a really good innovation as well from you guys to have that kind of thing. And like you say, it's just bridging that gap a bit more, being holistic, helping. The more we can educate advisors to be in tune with mortgages as well, to get to know this kind of thing, to slowly move people over to doing the lifetime as that kind of rolls into it. And I think getting into these kind of projects just gives them that reassurance that the house is sorted, they've cleared their interest only mortgage, they're into that next step, but like you say, it's still the same, so they can carry on as they are. And yeah, it's really exciting. It's exciting to see how it goes on. We're all for people being more holistic, advisors offering. So we've introduced something recently, which is the later life lending accredited advisor. So that's an advisor who can really offer the whole of the market to their older 50s customers. And this kind of product just fits in with that amazing. So they're just able to really look at the different steps, look at plans and all of that. So I'm really glad to see it. And then also, you mentioned it earlier as well, but Pure did win Best Provider for Advisor Support, Training and Development. What a win to get in this. And obviously everything we've talked about very much confirms that was a well-deserved win. And Pure do so much work with us already and to support our advisors, which we are so grateful for, like you've mentioned, with marketing support, the online services, product innovation, extra things going on. But for those who still don't know, please tell us more about the support that Pure can provide as a whole, just so that everybody who has never heard before, which I'm sure they have, can really get to know that offering from Pure.
Yeah, no, it's do you know what? It's an accolade that we're massively proud of. We spend a lot with the budget's really healthy for an advisor to really get some marketing support. But what I want to hit on is that, it can be quite daunting for someone to transition from, say, a typical mortgage advisor to looking at equity release, but the support is there. I think what we've definitely seen is, and I think you could probably agree with this, the last year and a half has been tricky for growth. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. It has been hard for people. I think some people have really taken a look at themselves in the last year and a half. And I think those people who just didn't want to go after it anymore, they've retired, which is, fair enough, but it means there's room in the market,
That's
doesn't
it.
there?
It is, and I think it could be daunting, when you've got that, that flow of incoming calls because you've got these large organizations spending millions and millions and millions of pounds on daytime television ads, and that is a great thing for market because it puts it in someone's head and goes, wow, let me have a look at equity release. And you type it into Google, and before the last year and a half, we had a steady flow. But I think recently advisors have really had to knuckle down and say, do you know what? I need to self-generate somehow. Now, when we think about it, how do I self-generate? And you can sit in a chair and you could probably think for hours and probably get nowhere. But what the marketing toolkit that we give you, and we give you an allocated budget every year, there are leaflets, there are posters, there are so much of the useful templates that we can give you, completely white labeled to your branding. So you're not using any of your cash flow right now. You're using something that we're giving you for free. And whether that's case studies to send on to solicitors and spark their mind up. We've got a great one on divorce, silver splitters, they're called. We all know that the highest rate of divorce is 55 plus. But we've got a great case study looking at, maybe splitting the proceeds or that purchase afterwards. We've got one on interest only mortgage. We've got one on debt consolidation. You give these to introducers to spark their minds up, to say, do you know what? Here's a case study. You haven't created it. We've created it for you. So that time's gone for you, which is great. It's completely white labeled to your branding, your name, your number, and you're going to be the first person they call. And do you know what? It really has had proof in the pudding because it's really, really worked. I've had so many positive conversations with brokers, not just new entrants into the market. Say, do you know what? This was really great, Ash. I needed this to get my foot in the door with these guys. But it's also helped with the experienced advisors that every year come back to us every year and get a new poster, a new leaflet. You'll be really glad to know as well, we've got calendars coming back this year as well.
Oh,
So,
exciting.
do you know what? It was one thing we removed, and through pure the number of people that wanted it, the brokers that wanted it, the advisors that wanted it back in 2025, it will be returning. And that's all in there. And you've got to remember, this is free. It's not touching your cash flow. Obviously, there is a certain budget. It's not endless because that would be crazy. But it's there for you to support. We've got podcasts, we've got webinars, we've got so much on our website that's going to add value to your business. And then last, not forgetting your BDM. Most of our field BDMs have been in this market for a good number of years. They speak to multiple advisors and brokers a day, and they can tell you what does work, what doesn't work. They're really an arm to your business. Do not forget that they're there, because I promise you, they will outvalue.
And I think like what were you saying then with the marketing services, we tell everybody about it because like you said, it's free. When you're talking to people, it's like they're expecting a catch. It's like, no, they will do all this for you. And then it's even like putting the videos together to put on people's websites, like things like that. There is literally endless support and advisors who don't snap your hand off for it. Like it blows my mind because there is so much on there. So yeah, thank you so much for being able to provide that service and to continue to do it, which obviously you're saying you are going to be continuing to do that as well. So it's amazing and we really appreciate it. And I know the advisors do too, like getting pop-ups, like things like that. There's literally just endless amounts of things. And yes, the BDMs, you're all lovely and so helpful and always there as well. So we really, really appreciate all of that. And thank you for taking the time today to really just go through all these highlights and hopefully people who didn't know, who might live under a rock, can get to know that obviously Pure is very, very supportive and helpful. And yeah, exciting times ahead then for everything that's going on. But that's all we've got time for today. But thank you so much for all of this, Ash. It's been so good to chat to you as well. So good for our members to get to hear more. And yeah, thank you so much. And we'll catch up again soon.
Excellent. Thanks for your time. Good to speak to everyone.